All right, we are here with NC Courage defender Ryan Williams and newly named one of the team's trio of captains ahead of the team's trip up to Gotham for the first road test of the year. Ryan, for you, the longest tenured member of this team, you've been with the team since 2018. How does it feel now to be named part of that captain's group after all of your time with the club?
Yeah, it feels really good. And um, I was really excited, obviously, when it was announced. And it is such an honor for me to be a captain. I think since I got here 9 years ago, I told this to the group, but since I got here, what really made me want to stay is the people. And I think that's something that's held true over the last 9 years is the group of people that is here at the Courage makes it so special and the kind of culture that we have here. So just being able to be a leader here is so special and truly an honor.
And then this past weekend, it was a good win in the home opener,
Mhm.
really great crowd, great win, very dramatic ending to it. Just how do you carry the momentum from a home win like that with you on the road when you're going to be facing a pretty good crowd of themselves up in Gotham?
Yeah. Um, I think something that I think of right away is something that Mac just said at practice when, and that's to celebrate the small wins, whether it's like a really good save at practice or someone scoring or like our game last weekend, like even though it's just one win, I think it's really important for us to celebrate the things that we did right and to build on that and to we can also focus on the things that we want to get better at, but to really use that momentum and yeah, take that into the next game. Sorry, do you want me to look at the screen?
No, you're good.
Okay.
I wanted to make sure I
Okay.
didn't.
Okay.
And I'll open up the questions to Trevor.
Thank you. Hi, Ryan, and congratulations again on the captain,
Thank
co-captain
you.
naming. I had a question kind of along those lines too, which is how have you brought leadership to bear, especially as you've entered the season, maybe a little bit last week and this week? Like, how has that leadership shown up for you?
Um, I think that for me, and I've talked with some of the coaches, I think for me, like what I want to do is to continue to be myself. Like I don't want to change who I am now that I have been named a captain of this team. And I think the way that I always think about leading is just like being myself. And for me, something that's really important is like the energy that I bring every day and the standard that I really want to keep here, I think are the really important things to me. So I think just doing that through my work ethic and encouraging players at practice and keeping the standard high and just making this a place where people feel comfortable and have fun and they want to get better and grow, but also work really hard.
Great. And it was so exciting last week watching the connections between you and Natalie Jacobs and you and Peyton Linehan. And I was curious from your perspective, are there other connections that you're excited about this season or just general aspects of the game that you're excited as for us to watch as the season progresses?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of really exciting connections on this team in general. Um, I think I'm overall excited about the style of play that we're playing and the way that we want to score a lot of goals and the way that we do feel really attacking minded, but also really hard on defense to break down and really relentless and pressing and chasing the ball and winning it back quickly to ultimately score more goals. And that's like been a very big overarching theme this whole preseason, and we're going to continue to do that through the season.
How have you, this is my last question, I've actually been really curious about this point because Mak Lind brought it up too, and I was just interested in like, how do you all kind of like mentally prepare for winning the ball back quickly? Like what goes into making sure that that's an aspect of the game?
Yeah, I think there's a few things that they talk about and we've learned tactically from Mac, but I think like being really quick with our reactions is really the main thing is like it's always okay to make a mistake. It matters how you react to that mistake and wanting like having the heart and the desire to win it back quickly, I think um is really kind of the main point that we have been working on here and that we want to continue to do and just make it really hard for teams and to just like give them no breathing room. That's really what we want to do.
Awesome. Thanks. Yeah, that's so helpful because I know it's been a point of discussion, so it's nice to hear how it gets put into practice. Thank you
Yeah,
so
of
much.
course. Of course.
I have one more.
Yeah.
Going back and touching on a little bit the leadership aspect. This is a very young team,
Mhm.
whether it's LT and Sid who are just becoming professionals for the first
Yeah.
time, or other players who are coming out of college and experience what it's like to be a
Mhm.
professional for the first time. Whether it's about on the field and how you carry yourself there, or off the field, what it means to live this life and have this as a job.
Mhm.
What's one piece of advice you've really tried to impart on those younger players that are just starting this journey that you've been on now for close to a decade?
Yeah. That's a good question. I don't know if I've given them any piece of advice, but if I were to, I think I would just for sure say that like taking it day by day is really important. Having patience is really important. And like, I think every day just having the goal of getting better and growing makes it more fun, and it also makes it like you're not looking too far ahead. It's like I think it's easy to get caught up in like these big goals, but I think the things that you do daily, the small habits that you do daily to make you better and to get you to the next level and to the next step, whether that's like getting more playing time or whatever it may be, whatever your big goals are, I think just focusing on the small things that you can do daily. And I think that we do a really good job here at the Courage of like just making sure that we're focused like only on the day ahead of us and that we're putting everything into like getting better that day.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Good.
Okay.
All right, we're here with NC Courage head coach Mak Lind out of the team's first road match of the year against Gotham. Mak, really great home win to start the year this past weekend. Just what are your initial thoughts heading into this weekend's matchup with Gotham?
It's been a great week following up after the first victory. Nice 3 points to have in the account. We did a decent performance. We tried to be very brave in the build-up and break lines, created a couple of goal-scoring opportunities. And now looking forward to the first away game. It's a team that likes to build up, like to press high. So that game picture is going to be very interesting. At the same time, we've had one more week to prepare. It's not so many weeks. I mean, we are in week 8 for me with this team. So every day matters. Every minute on the pitch gives us something to work with and develop details in the style of play. So excited for the first away game. Hope that we can continue building on what we already have done the first game.
So there was really great energy after that game. Obviously, always high energy after a win. But Ryan mentioned something about something you had said at training today about celebrating every little win, whether it's on the field or in training. How important is that just to keep that high momentum going when you're going from a big home game into what is a very tough environment to go and play at?
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, when you work in an elite environment with high standards and high demand, you have to remind yourself to celebrate those small victories. Not only winning a game or scoring goals, you also celebrate every throw-in you get. Can be you celebrate a corner kick or a save the goalkeeper is doing during the game. So we talk about celebrating the small victories, and that's a key for us to be present, be here, be now, and at the same time, of course, work with development and chasing the next action and the next goal and next point. We talked about that in training today. So, important part of this environment.
And then I'll open up to questions from Trevor with Lions Pitch.
Thanks. Hi, Mac. Yeah, I wanted to follow up on that point because I know from my own perspective as a leader in my context in my life, I think our team performance really shifted when we started making more space for celebrations. And I just wonder if you could speak just over the course of your career, like how that has shifted culture or changed, people's attitudes and coming either to practice or showing up on the pitch on game day.
I mean, I believe with positive reinforcement in everything you do is very important. If we succeed with an action, I want my players to celebrate that. it can be clap your hands or thumbs up to a teammate or raise your voice and celebrate in that sense. And also be, of course, prepared for the next action. I think that mindset is crucial because you prepare yourself to be positive and ready for the next action. And that's the part of the culture I want to build here, where we do that. And sometimes the game is not going to go with us. It doesn't help to be negative. I think more trying to find things we need to do and working with the next action. And that mentality, hopefully, will not. When we have a bad day, we're not that bad as we maybe feel or think, and maybe you're not that good what you feel or think. It's about the next action all the time. So that culture we try to build right now and be ready for next action. And with that said, you're always allowed to celebrate the previous action, but still be prepared for doing your next action.
Yeah, thanks. That's such a great insight. I mean, I'm consistently interested in leadership and how that manifests. So thank you for that. Gotham won the championship last year, so it's a really tough matchup. It's an away matchup. I'm wondering if you all have done anything different over the last week to help get prepared for this match.
I respect all of the opponents in this league, and obviously they are high competition level. Every team can beat each other, and you see that from season to season. You're not sure who's going to be in the top or the bottom when you start a new season. With that said, Gotham had an amazing last season, winning the title, being champions, and had also a okay start now with the league. So we are always preparing our strength. I would say we work with principles, so everything we do is principle based. With that said, we also highlight different kind of principles depending on what kind of opponent we play against. So it's not much talking about the players on the other side and mention them by name and strength. It's more like they are pressing with so many players. How do we solve that? They are defending like that. How do we solve that? So it's more or less a number game. I call it mini games. We play mini games within the big picture, and we work on those principles in our environment. And of course, when you have skilled players on the other side, it could be a very fast number 9. You don't necessarily have to talk about the player's name or number on the back. You talk about when you play against a fast number 9, how do we do principle-wise in general? What is important to think about when you play against a fast number 9? Or if you play against a good back-to-goal number 9, how do you work with that? How do you handle those situations? So everything we do is about us and our principles, and just more or less highlight the opponent. It was a long answer to your question. With that said, of course, we scout Gotham. We prepare for pictures that can happen in the game. We give those scenarios in training within our game module and our style of play and our mini game principles, if I can call them that.
Yeah, thanks. And I have a comment. I don't know if there's quite a question in here or not, but historically, the Courage have been so good at containing the sort of main goal scoring person on the opponent's team. And I hear in what you're saying, I think that same kind of mentality, right? Like if we're up against someone like Emissirs, like how are we responding to that? How are we working to adjust to that? So I guess it sounds like that's just consistent up and down the pitch in terms of like how you're responding to who is available from the opponent.
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah. Okay. I guess that's it. I don't think I have any other questions this week. So good luck.
Okay. Thank you, Trevor.
Thank you, Trevor.
Bye.
Thank you, Mac. Thank you.